What's up guys, Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and I'm back again with another DM's Guild Spotlight / review of a new supplement product that's been out for a little while. It's called Versatile NPCs 2, and this is by Darren Scott. Darren reached out to me to ask if I would do a review of this product, and again, I'll reiterate for anybody who doesn't know, I do review DM's Guild products, so if you have one that you've created, or you've seen one that you like, let me know in the comments below or on social media. Get in touch with me, and let's set up something so I can do reviews of things for you, or, you know, because you guys want to see it. I was doing these weekly. This is kind of now on an as asked for basis, so just because of craziness, you can see I'm still moving. But that's enough of that. Let's dive into this. So right here, you can see right off the bat, it is $7.95. How does that go when it comes to me on these things? If it's pay to purchase, I don't go through the entire adventure because I don't want to discourage you from purchasing it, picking it up from yourself, and denying Darren his due course here for making a paid-for adventure on the DM's Guild. So you can see there's a printer-friendly version and then the regular full-blown version. 4 ratings, 5 stars. What is it? This is basically just a compilation of very cool, unique, versatile, if you will, NPCs for you to drag and drop into your campaign as you see fit. If you're struggling for something to add to a game to help flesh out a town, or somebody to just throw at the end at the party, and it's not just like, oh, yep, it's Jim the human bartender, yep, that's him, that's all he does. You can use these people and make it a little more interesting. So we have we have very useful selection of ready-made NPCs, well organized and beautifully laid out. Grab a copy from Travis Legge, head of Aegis Studios. 35 versatile NPCs, a gold best-selling, is now an Electrum bestseller here. Versatile NPCs 2 contains nearly twice as many NPCs as the original. Most of the 60-plus polished and place-tested NPCs make their debut in Versatile NPCs 2. The others are extensively revised NPCs from the original Versatile NPCs, which was another module created in the past. Take a look at the table of contents to see the variety of customizable NPCs that fill the thematic and CR gaps left from the Monster Manual and Vol's Guide to Monsters. Included in the purchase is a printer-friendly version of all the stat blocks. Many wonderful and generous people within and without the community have helped this project. Their contributions are listed on the credits page. You can see here there's a couple to check out. And he's done other works, right? There's the Versatile NPCs, and there's a few other things here. Gunslinger and Creatures of the Night, also created by Darren Scott. So I have the PDF right here. You can see there's some cool art here on the front. And we can dive in here. You can see all the playtest information. The intro, stuff about customizing the NPCs a little bit further. And then Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and basically it assumes that you have access to those spells in some cases, but it goes and very forward thinking here, or backward thinking, if you will. If you don't have Xanathar's Guide for Everything, or you're not using Xanathar's, it has what you can replace the spells from those books with, right? Like remove Toll the Dead and replace it with Sacred Flame, or remove Catnap and replace it with Remove Curse, and so on. So here we have the list of all the different NPCs, and you can see the different CR ratings jumping all over the place from, you know, CR, I think we have a quarter, I think I saw all the way up to 19 with the Legendary Mage. So I've actually been given kind of the direction and kind of permission here from Darren to pick some ones that I like, and we will showcase those here for you guys. And we should have, I hope, yep, we have our tab, so we can just jump ahead. So let's see, what does Ted like as cool options to take a look at? So we have the Artificers, which are based off of the Artificers that have been in a class that has since been released, or at least in beta form in Unearthed Arcana, rather. We have some specific things, right? Like here's a Grave Cleric, but we have other things like here's some Scions for your Psionic classes. Again, I'm not a huge fan of Psionic, so we're going to skip those. We have a couple different Sorcerers, some different Barbarians, Champions, Fighters, So let's jump to the... I lost it. Okay, so I know where we're going to go after this. Let's go to first. I think I'll do 3. So let's do the honor-bound fighter. Okay? So we have a little bit of information here about it. My honor-bound fighter NPC. And here we can see right here. So, and this is basically a pretty badass samurai-looking NPC. CR5, you can see Splint Mail. The honor-bound fighter has advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. Has 20 or fewer hit points. It has advantage on attack rolls. And it has 3 attacks, 3 ranged or melee attacks. Great Sword doing 2d6, or a Warbow doing a d10. And it has right here, Warbows are a type of large bow with a high draw weight. The stronger the wielder, the steady they can hold the bow. It's a martial weapon with a range of 150-600 and deals 1d10 piercing damage. Ammunition, heavy, and two-handed properties. When you make an attack roll with a Warbow, you add your strength modifier rather than dex to the attack and damage rolls. If you don't wish to include Warbows in your campaign, substitute it with a longbow and change the theme or challenge rating of the honor-bound fighter. So this is just a cool, traditional samurai-type warrior. And I like the cool little Warbow little bit there. I think that's pretty neat. So I know another one we're going to want to do is... I would see like Ninja draws me in, but we know that's just a ranger. So let's go to the Pain Master. Right, so we can see right here we have a Drow Priestess here. And we have a couple different options here. Maybe a Worshipper of Loviatar, the Goddess of Pain. And CR5 again, studded leather armor here. We got a couple of different saving throws and skills. But we're a spellcaster, right? So we've got 7th level spellcaster. What do we have here? Message, Minor Illusion, Shocking Grasp, Ray of Sickness, Tasha Sidious Laughter, Unseen Servant, Blur, Detect Thoughts, Mind Spike, a very cool one, Fear, Lightning Bolt, Vampiric Touch, Phantasmal Killer, and Polymorph. And has two melee attacks, a dagger, or a whip attack. And again, here it is showing a Drow Priestess, or maybe a Matron Mother. I really like this art a lot, so that's kind of why I also picked it. But it's got a tentacle rod as a weapon here, which you could always do to make the character more powerful, the NPC more powerful, give them a magic item. And lastly, what are we going to go with? Let's go with a Thunderer, right? This is one of the ones you can kind of get for free. But it uses an arquebust or an arbalest, which we'll talk about. But basically, this is your badass gunslinger, gun-wielding character here. And I really like the character description. So I didn't read them for the last ones, but I'll read you this one just to get you an idea. So you have a little bit of a description about the character itself, right? Thunderers utilize the rare arquebust to blast their enemies. They're most effective given time to aim from a distance, delivering a deadly shot. Typically, they serve as a specialist unit in military, but sometimes occupies other roles, such as a gun for hire. And here's the sample one. He sucked in on the cigar slowly, the cherry glowing merrily in the night. The grizzled, one-eyed dwarf was known as Rack Ironwind. Rack Ironwind was already having a good night, and he was thinking it was about to get better. "Sir, they're coming!" He waved off the runner with a thick-gloved hand and turned to his makeshift squad of humans and dwarves. The humans were a bit lanky, but had trained up well, and they had gotten a third rank of firing troops out of it. "Right, lads, here we go. Try not to shoot those wanderers we got scouting for us, eh?" Laughter. Good. They were ready. He lit the fuses tied in his beard, laughing like the darkest of demons. "No quarter. Gun 'em down." The night erupted with thunder and light. And you can see here, he is a CR2, so a little bit weaker, lesser AC with a 16, but has the arquebus, right? So this is a +5 to hit, 80, 320, D12 plus 3 damage, and you can take careful aim. At the start of its turn, the Thunderer can reduce his movement speed to 0. Until the end of that turn, it gains advantage on attack rolls and deals an extra D12 damage. So that jumps up to 2D12 plus 3. And it also comes with a variant, so you kind of get 2 NPCs for the price of 1. Thunderers, by default, use arquebuses. Quests have the same statistics as a musket found in the DM's guide. If you don't wish to include guns in your game, they say maybe use an arbalest, which is a heavy crossbow, which requires the attack, which changes the attack to +5 to hit, 100, 400 range, does a D10 +3 piercing damage. The new attack doesn't change the NPC's challenge rating. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, we can see there's some other stuff like the Gunslinger, so there's things to go check out by Darren Scott out there, and it'll be linked in the description to this if you'd like to go pick it up for yourself. You just got a taste of 3 very different NPCs, and you saw there was a whole bunch more, right? There's at least 57 other NPCs in there, and you know that doesn't include other variants like we saw with the Thunderer. So I really like this. I sometimes struggle with coming up with NPCs on the fly, and it's always nice to have like a list in your back pocket, and most of those, like you saw, that was Rack Ironwind, right? He had a name. So if you look through, you can probably find names for all of those NPCs and use those to your advantage when you're struggling, when you need to put somebody interesting in for the party to meet, or what have you. Why go through that effort of racking your own brain when someone's already done it all for you? So, anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.